Happy Saturday before Mother's Day, everybody. How's it going? Welcome, everybody, to CCA Division 2 Semifinals. Upon us here, it is the wee aquatic little creatures of Purdue versus the aptly named Springfield, Ohio of Case Western Reserve University. I'm Kyo. Neptune's with me on the mic for this one. Neptune also playing double duty. Please give him a shout out as much as you can. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, Keon. I'm genuinely really excited for both these teams. It's semifinals for Division 2. So we've got quite the talent to showcase here tonight. Both these teams putting in quite a lot of work to get this far in CCA and being able to show up on stream and put on quite the show just for us, Keon.
Yes, yeah, no worry. And I know you might be a little chuckly about that. I don't blame you at all. There's a lot of circumstances we'll get to in just a minute. As we do have, of course, our two teams now. Both teams actually finishing second place in their respective groups here, which is kind of an amazing accomplishment, all things considered. You finish second, you're still a very tough team that a lot of the teams have to face. We aquatic little creatures coming out of, I believe, the first, Group 1, and they actually got their set win over the Seminole Cephalopods Garnet. Took me a bit there. Springfield, Ohio, also the second place in Group 2, they with the win over UCSC Esports Navy. Second place teams, no slouches to look out for. Winner of this one taking on Splatlanders in grand finals. I mean, as you mentioned before, this should be a lot of fun to watch. Both teams now having 10 seconds to get their weapons all sorted out.
Yeah, definitely. Splatlanders is basically going to be waiting for one of these two teams by the end of this, Keon, and we will know who is the one who's going to stand in the grand final pedestal along with those two in here. But Keon, we are locked into Clamblitz Inkblot Art Academy. Let's see these comps. What is going to stand out to you starting real quick?
Yeah, real quick, unless the game has other ideas for 3 seconds. Ready to just draw out the tension as much as possible. All right, so we see, by the way, Springfield, Ohio, going to be on the gold-colored side. The wee aquatic little creatures, I believe, will be on the blue-colored side, just to give you an update on that one. And as I look at the weapons, yeah, Batson, by the way, on the Rapid Blaster deco with that ancient, kind of lovely choice here, but they are going to be playing pretty aggressive for the most part. This is kind of a very interesting set of weapons I'm seeing from the wee aquatic little creatures, by the way, with the ranged blaster, the splat dualies with the crab, of course, the Sorella 10th umbrella for the Trizuka and the pencil to boot. As it is, again, of course, Inkblot Art Academy Clamblitz be the first map. I actually don't mind a lot of these picks here, but I look out for Springfield, Ohio playing very aggressive as much as possible.
Yeah, definitely. Springfield, Ohio definitely has a more mobile, more, how does I say it, more aggressive comp in general, I find. Having 3 shooters and a rapid to anchor your plays right here. But currently, nearly 3 members of Walk go down right now, and they are getting ready to stage a push right now. Going up onto this platform here, Silas on this power slam, gonna run it in, put it right already into the basket here, but the follow-up is not going to be happening here, Keon.
Yeah, follow-up not going to be there quite yet. Just a quick one-and-done push, but does not hurt to at least get the first push of the game early there. You noted there, too, playing very aggressive on top of it as well. I'd imagine that they're going to try to do the exact same thing, look for Batson to help keep things stabilized from the back end. But now that push is over, Walk, of course, looking to see if they can get a push of their own. Wavebreaker, by the way, being dished out on the ramp, trying to zone out the rest of Springfield, Ohio as much as possible, but can Batson find a pick here with the ancient? Doesn't seem to be there quite just yet, kind of spreading everybody else all across the board. As we stand here in this neutral state there with the 2-down scenario here for Springfield, Ohio, I'd imagine we aquatic little creatures still seem to be handling themselves just fine. Neptune, though, this push is going to be quickly going up the ramp, and look for the flank from Electronic.
Yeah, definitely. Electronic over here on the flank with the dualies right here. Pretty big play. However, the follow-up doesn't seem to be going there as the pencil tries to jump, but they do manage to get it there, Keon. That's going to give him the lead right now, and another jump out here is going to be happening. These wee aquatic little creatures are indeed the slippery folk, and will just be ready to jump out at any moment, any time right here, as the is just getting extremely scrappy on the right-hand side.
Yeah, and I love the fact that they were able to take advantage of the 2 power claims that they just spawned in, trying to swim up front to make sure that at least they can prevent a one-and-done push and make it into something more bigger than that. As it's working out very well, Veckel with a little bit of a nice little Trizuka pick there onto the zap. Gonna be pretty nice, all things considered. As Batson gets the trade for the most part. 2:20 left to go on the clock. Both teams only capitalizing on power clam pushes effectively. One just positioning two versus the other. I kind of want to pay close attention to special usage for the most part there. Again, you have a very aggressive comp from Springfield, Ohio, but they got a mixture of very solid specials that I like to keep a note of, especially the Trizuka and the trip strikes for that matter to help get the zoning in. With Walk, of course, they do have something very similar, but the Crab Tank is going to have to be the X factor once they get those farmed up. Kind of a bit of a trade there, but Walk should be ready for a second pusher. They got 2 power claims and a lot of control mid.
Yeah, definitely. They have a lot of control right now, along with the clam economy to their name, 16 clams specifically right here. They're just looking to score it in here right now, but they're trading bodies real quick. Veckel is in this corner with the 10 umbrella, ready to give these jumps right here, trying to sneak in. Do they know they're here, Keon?
I don't know if they're here, but here's the problem. The rest of the team completely fell apart. Oh my god, they stuck this through. That is incredible. That is incredible. Nobody saw Veckel go through just like that. They get the first push in. But here's the problem, though. It's such a sneaky push there that all it did was break through the penalty points. But Walk is going to be very lucky here in the sense that Springfield, Ohio, had to quickly retreat back, only get the pick, but not pick up the free power clam that could have spawned in. So Walk, all they did, breaking through some of those penalty points, actually basically just cut it in half. That was quite the sneak, even though it didn't get any points.
Yeah, definitely. Quite the sneak indeed here. Even though you don't get any points here, hey, just giving it a little bit of time and putting that distraction all the way back to their basket can give Walk just a little bit more opportunity to move up, as well as punish the returning members of Springfield, Ohio right here, especially when this Pencil and the Zuka are being comboed together. One indirect from each weapon will be able to finish them off right there. They luckily able to escape with their lives here, Keon, but I'm not sure how things are looking, especially when 3 members of Walk go down.
Yeah, 3 members of Walk going down is gonna be critical here. Springfield, Ohio, they have enough clamps to get the power clamp started, but they gotta get the troops rallied together here for the most part. Batson's gonna have to be the one to keep an eye on it with that rapid blaster, but getting caught by the range blaster and immediately goes down on top of it. The trip strikes are available. There is, I believe, a power clamp that is gonna be picked up back at base, so we're gonna be entering overtime here in just a quick moment. But they gotta get this push in. Gonna loop around to the other side. Walk going full defense here, trying to protect their side of the court as much as possible. They get one. Batson goes down on top of it. There goes the splash shot rather. Zap goes down one by one. Members are gonna be going down fast. This is a fantastic defense coming out for Walk here. Wipe out for the cherry on top. And Neptune, that will be the first map claimed by Walk.
First map claimed by Walk indeed. What incredible plays to punish how hasty Springfield, Ohio's comp is there. Like, they know the game they want to play right there, and they just slowed it down to, how do I say it, their pace. You know, they have the Sniper Rider providing that chip damage as well as that paint, outranging nearly everything on that comp and shutting down the jetpack whenever it came up, along with the range blaster and the tent and umbrella. They're just able to sit directly on their platform and move up to mid after they force Springfield, Ohio's hand, and just slowly but surely drag out the pace of the game to be able to take the lead there and take game 1.
Yep, in game 1 with going over Walk. And here's the other flaw too that Springfield, Ohio had to deal with, is that range wasn't gonna be in the cards. They're up against a sniper and a range blaster. If you go, you're gonna have to go right into the range of those two the entire way through. So they had to find a lot of off angles, and Inkblot isn't really conducive to a lot of that, especially if you have Walk, who's just very attentive on defense the entire time. So I gotta give a lot of credit to We Aquatic Little Creatures playing to their pace very well. I actually wouldn't be surprised, believe it or not, if Springfield wants to keep the same aggressive set of weapons they want to pick here. Springfield, Ohio, I feel like they feel like hey, it almost worked. We only lost by maybe a power clamp too. Maybe we could try to do the same thing in Barnacle and Dime zones, which is, of course, map 2 in this best of 9.
Yeah, definitely. Barnacle and Dime zones is, I guess, quite the interesting map here in the CCA. You get either a Barnacle or a Dime, as I like to call it, which is either the zone. Either the zone is either heavily contested and both teams are extremely neck and neck. Or you get the more common of the two options, which is one team just wins the mid fight, takes zone, takes the platform, and then writes it all the way home 100-0. But we'll see how that's gonna go, and I think that's gonna be the Neo Machine coming out from the side of Springfield, Ohio, Keon.
Yeah, it is the Neos machine. Very solid change there here from Springfield, Ohio. How their Batson's going to be the one wielding that for their team, and this is going to be actually the same weapon setup, by the way, for Walk's. Only just one weapon is going to be the notable change. I like that this Neos launching machine kind of getting a few ideas with taking advantage of how Barnacle and Dime Zones is playing out. This is going to be a quick zones cap for Walk at the very least. But yeah, for that Neo Sloshing machine that Batson's going to use, look for them to get as much advantage again, try to find the picks with their main weapon along with the Trizuka, now turning it into a 2 Trizuka, 1 cooler composition here, as we do get to see a little bit of a trade between both zones. Both teams kind of still contesting it for whatever it's worth.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. And just so many, how do I say it, specials being popped across the zone. You see Zuka for Zuka, Eye for Eye, another Zuka on the side of, what was it, Springfield, Ohio as well. So there's just so much action going on here, especially with Dragon Soul getting 2 picks, moving out of there quickly and surely, just to make sure they're alive and ready to paint zone right here. That's one of the things that just I love about Springfield, Ohio currently, and how well they're doing it, is they're popping their specials and then living off the, what was it, the special usage as well. So they're able to move up a ton there and punish the members of Walk accordingly, Keon. This might be dicey, especially with 2 members of Springfield, Ohio dropping right down.
Yeah, 2 members of Springfield, Ohio going down, and the important thing, Pencil's still up. So that's just already a lot of paint being dished into the zone on top of things. And Walk needed to get that zones cap. That was gonna be a zones cap that could have been disastrous if Springfield, Ohio got any advantages off of that. So now they want to see how they handle this offensive push really well. Electronic trying to throw Batson off their game, actually successfully does so. Splat by the way, does go down. Electronic trades with their own lives, but there's 2 members down right away from Springfield, Ohio. This is going to be a great hold of the zone, excuse me here. Veckel going to be the one hiding behind the tent, if anything here. Now, this is going to be the contest that should work out in Springfield, Ohio's favor. They take 3 members out. They should be able to point the zone with their very heavily painting comp that they got. Yes, they did lose 2, but all they need to do is get the zone split and put Walk in the penalty points. Yeah,
definitely. Especially with Electronic trying to lead the charge there with the dualies, but unfortunately getting shut down by Izzy's Splat Bomb right here. It just seems like every single member is just dropping like flies right now. And Veckel is like just trying to push the agenda with the Tenebrella here, because when the Tenebrella pushes the members of Springfield, Ohio back, this allows time for the Sniper to set up and start painting that zone and allowing the members of Walk's cap accordingly and set up for another push like they're doing right now.
Yeah, and the big thing for Walk, as you notice here, setting up for another push and trying to take advantage of what they got is going to be key here. But look for Springfield, Ohio, still trying to fight their way through. Walk doing a great job. They take 2 members out. That 2 member make that a delayed 3 on top of what I think will be effectively a delayed wipeout on top of things. Should help Walk, get the lead back just like that. So here's now Springfield, Ohio. They have to win out this fight. They have to get some of the picks here. Clover has other things to say. Takes out Izzy, bringing full advantage of the range blaster. Gets the double on top of it. That was really, really nice. But it is going to be a 2-for-2 trade here. This has to be Springfield, Ohio. They have to just paint over the zone right now. Walk almost getting the retake as much as they did. They take out the dualies on top of it, and that will be 3 down. For sure, Springfield, Ohio gets that zones cap, but more importantly, Walk taking it down to 7 points remaining, and more importantly, getting 2 picks off of that. 3 down already for Springfield, Ohio. Walk should be looking for the recontest.
My goodness, Veckel being the MVP of Walk. When the 3 members of their team went down right there, they managed to hold on to their dear life and get 3 picks back to back to back. Tick-tack, tick-tack. Nice and easy shots from the Tenebrella player, as well as using that shield to its max effect here. But things are getting extremely scrappy now, Keon. Only members left here. It's just going to be Veckel on this the Tenebrella here. I'm imagining some things right now, but hey, it's going to be really dicey right here, especially when we're taking down to the close minute time. The lead's going to swap really quickly unless Walk is able to touch the zone, which they do!
They needed it. That was that zones cap incredibly huge, especially with the fact that 2 members going down. That's a good chunk of their painting down on top of this. And now Walk could be running close into KO territory here, but Springfield, Ohio, they can probably still sense they can win out a lot of these fights as much as they can. 23 seconds left to go on the clock. Springfield, Ohio needs to aim for a fantastic attack here. They take 2 members out. For sure, the zone flip will not happen at that point in time. That was a nice little pick there on top of things. Electron's going to go down, and that will be 3 down. Springfield, Ohio needs to get the other pick. and they throw away the sniper, but this is going to be overtime for sure. They're going to keep the zones capped for as long as they have, but don't get yourself caught into the range of the sniper or the rage blaster who's been going off. 3 specials available. Cooler being dished out on top of it. Trizuka's going to be the one around. Wavebreaker there to at least find any members if anybody touches it, but the Trizuka takes out the tent. The Trizuka takes out the tent, and that's 2 down. They trade with Batson. Batson goes out on top of it. Crabtank is not going to do enough to hit over the zone, and Springfield, Ohio, they get their offense strikes big in the last minute, and they take game 2 away from Walk.
Oh my goodness, Keon. What was that Barnacle on Dime game? That wasn't just a game on Barnacle on Dime. That was the premier game of Barnacle on Dime. Back and forth, capping the zone at just the right moments there, and shutting down each other and playing off the strengths of each main weapon in that game. Oh my goodness, Keon. This is setting the tone for the rest of the set 100%.
Yeah, and I like to think back to the last 2 when the Trizuka takes out, I believe that was the 10 that went down. Whatever it was 1 member down, and in a critical situation where you need to get the zones recontested as soon as possible. You could not afford to lose members at that point in time, and then it followed up with taking out the range blaster. Again, Clover on that range blaster has been excellent, but them going down, I feel like effectively sealed it for Springfield, Ohio, and that was a map 2 for the ages, Neptune, I'd like to say.
A map 2 for the ages, indeed. And one thing I just want to point out there, I thought Springfield, Ohio would have a little bit more trouble trying to lock out the 10 umbrella, especially. If you notice how many times Veckel was able to just take a lot of 1v1s, right? And basically, that's what 10 umbrella wants. They want to force and isolate players into their lines of sight so they can hide behind their shield and just instantly pop them with the main weapon, right? However, Springfield, Ohio doing the adjustments accordingly, using the point sensor as well as the Trizuka at just the right time to shut down the 10 umbrella from getting Walk members getting their Snipe Rider set up to paint zone, and that just allowed them to lock out and just keep that zone at the very last minute here. But let's see how this translates over into tower control on Hagglefish Market.
Yeah, again, same idea. I feel they're gonna keep the same 3 core weapons from Springfield, Ohio, for the most part. Okay, I've proven wrong almost right out of the gate. Proven wrong out of the gate. This is what I get for calling my weapons here, but actually this is a solid pit change, believe it or not. Dragon Soul switching over to the Order Splat tool is effectively with the Crabtank. A solid pick in Hagglefish Market with how this map is laid out. That's such an excellent pick overall. Now, Cybers was switched out with this app. They do keep the core, but they're going to go for a little bit more closer range, if anything, try to see if they can paint more on this one. I actually don't mind this pick, but that effectively means both sides probably will not try to use the canopy area as much as possible. They're probably going to try to be in your face, try to look for different off angles to work with there. Electronic, by the way, are going to be just riding this Crabtank for as long as they could until they realize, okay, maybe we probably do need to retreat back just a bit.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of specials being popped on both sides, but just nothing really seems to just quite stick or give the advantage that these teams are looking for right now. However, it looks like Springfield, Ohio slowly pushing the members of Walk back, especially with this Crabtank on tower. Crabtank's on tower here. I guess that's going to be the trend for this game right now, but look at this, Keon. It's a complete bloodbath, multiple members down, and just a wipeout on the side of Springfield, Ohio.
Yeah, Springfield, Ohio, already with the full tower. Again, it was just kind of a bloodbath. You kind of alluded to it there. Both teams basically just fighting across board. Almost not really one fight you want to zone in for. It was just multiple fights that just span out at a time. And Springfield, Ohio is going to take just the first checkpoint. No problem. They're actually going to take way more than just that, by the way. They take out the Zap. A pistol, by the way, went down. The Clover going down with the range blaster here. Range blaster actually from Clover has been shut down multiple times throughout this Hagglefish tower control map for the most part. And so does the 10th. Springfield, Ohio is just running with a lot of momentum in their favor there. So Trizuka also finds another, and it's a delayed 3 down. And this should be the second checkpoint for sure here, Neptune.
Yeah, second checkpoint is coming up right here. It is right on that menu. Ready for Springfield, Ohio's taking, but no, Walk said enough is enough. We've suffered enough. We realize we're staggering. We're just gonna slow it down just a little bit here so you don't get that second checkpoint here. We're not done yet. 3 minutes are on the clock here. We have our specials. We're ready to rock and roll, but Batson is ready to punish accordingly with the Neo machine.
And they gotta find a response to this Neo Machine, by the way, who just shut down Electrona on the Crab Tank. On top of it, make that a second takeout there. Veckel is going down to Batson, and this Neo Slush Machine is just doing work here on the hands of Batson. But now we got to see how Walk does get the recontest here. And of course, Springfield will be content to continue this push for as long as they could. But the Trizuka gets one, gets two, that's two picks, that's three picks, and the quad from Batson. Batson with a critical quad, and they will take the second checkpoint, Neptune.
Oh my god. Aquatic need another two more! Batson's just bloodthirsty! Just wants everyone's blood at this point here. That blue ink is not enough. How much more will they take during this entire set? Not only that they get all those members down, they manage to push it all the way down to the third checkpoint right there. This is what I like to call a near knockout scenario. This is going to be quite the mountain to climb if you are in Walk's shoes.
6-piece from Batson, getting the full, taking out the entire team, and then taking out 2 from the response. That was beautiful. But you still have like about 1:42 left to go on the clock, and we're already starting to see multiple members down. Abysso's just saying, "I've had it out. We gotta get ourselves back in the thick of things." And now this cooler is gonna be dished out. They can play a little bit more aggressive, knowing that hey, they're gonna get those quick respawns in favor. There's Silas, by the way, is taking out on top of this. This should be for sure the first checkpoint. First checkpoint shouldn't be any problem to contest. Now, Springfield, Ohio, how does your defense hold here in the minute 19? The second checkpoint always difficult to clear through. They lose another Tenatech shot on top of this, and it doesn't seem to look like they can contest it as much here, Neptune, as we do see Walk right in the second checkpoint with a little bit more. 10 does go down by the thick of things, but this checkpoint is cleared.
Wow, oh my goodness. Clearing that second checkpoint breaks quite a lot of stress off for Walk right now, because getting to that third checkpoint, you just need that little bit of an extra push. You're not going to be stalled on that second checkpoint anymore here. Still anyone's game here, especially with both these AoE weapons trading bar for bar, looking for these picks here. Apisto is up here on this platform here, looking to get something, but unfortunately gets shut down by multiple members. But that was just a distraction, as Electronic and Veckel are already on this tower looking to push it forward, but no, it's just getting shut down, Keon.
Yeah, it is getting shut down. Here's the problem. There's just a Tenatech that was just alive, and they know where the Tenatech is the entire way through. But this T-Tech, by the way, is still alive and actually bought themselves enough space. And Veckel's game blocked by the tower, which may be a very critical point in this game, as they do get the trade. But it is a 3-down situation. 8 seconds left to go on the clock. They have to ride the tower. They have to just ride the tower, force OT at the very least. They got the cooler out. That was a critical cooler they needed to do in case they keep this push sustained for a little bit longer. Now, I want to see how this plays out, but I think they may be caught from behind there. There's the squad deletes on top of it. Electronic does go down, and there's that shot. There's the Rage Blaster. Clover goes out. So does 2 more. And Springfield, Ohio, Wipeout gets the cherry on top of things. And Springfield, Ohio win. Now they're manufacturers of 2 straight map wins in a row, taking home Magofish market tower control.
Oh my goodness, Keon, just the explosiveness and just the X factor from both these teams are at all-time high. And we did talk about at Springfield, Ohio, and we highlighted Batson specifically on the Neo Machine and getting a quad plus 2 more kills, being able to lead their team to be able to get all the way down to 9 points remaining for that tower. Meanwhile, on the other side, we see Walk consistently keeping their cool, looking for good opportunities to push up. However, it just felt like they just need a little bit extra oomph there in terms of team fights and team power there to be able to push the checkpoint even further towards the end there to try and swap the lead. But still, Keon, that was just a fantastic game.
I feel like I have witnessed 2 teams just going blow for blow in the last 2 maps, and I guess the first one too. Even with Clan Blitz, we're going to be in for a very fun best of 9. I feel like no matter what the score is, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. And you're right. I feel like Walk almost had a lot of steam. I mean, you recovered very nicely from the 4+2 that Batson dished out, and you actually were able to easily get to the second checkpoint, which gave you a lot of room to work with, really, for the last push. If you were able to get the sustain, but just losing too many members at a critical point in overtime. At that point, you just know that it was just going to be GG well played on that. Now you got to recover in Manta Maria Rainmaker, which I think I've been seeing a lot here this week. Both these teams, I'd imagine, I wouldn't be surprised if Springfield, Ohio actually keeps Batson on the Neo Sasha machine. It's actually a really solid choice, but I want to see what both teams want to do in this map, which has a lot of very interesting terrain, I'm going to say, to work with here as we have ourselves maybe a few seconds to spawn in. And yeah, Slosh Machine is still here.
Okay, seems like the game is loading a bit faster here. They cannot hold back the sheer willpower of these two teams clashing it out here on Rainmaker Manta Maria. We do see Episto on the end zap here, so allowing more of an aggressive Slayer to fight up with the Tenebra rather than having to be set up by the Tenebra as well. So it's going to be quite interesting here, seeing how both these teams are going to be able to play with this end zap rather than the traditional Sniper Rider pick as well.
And the Sniper Rider pick from Game 1 made sense, and I'd imagine Game 2, and I imagined Game 2 had a very similar idea, but you're gonna keep the NZAP here, and I wouldn't be, I'm pretty sure the reason behind it is I feel like you can't really take as much advantage with the Sniper in terms of the paint you can dish out there. Batson gets a nice little Trizuka pick there on top of it, and I feel like switching to the NZAP at least gain a little bit more terrain, a little bit more aggression in your combo is gonna work out well. Batson can fight Electron, realizing it's one against a Mirror Crab tank, ain't gonna do much. As this checkpoint quickly cleared out, by the way, as Springfield, Ohio goes on a delayed wipe, effectively speaking. Will they get a lot more? Electronic going way too close to the Rainmaker barrier there, and they're going to get picked up just like that. Silas opting to pick up the Rainmaker, if anything. Crab Tank's going to at least force the zone out. First checkpoint cleared out from Wall.
Oh my goodness, first checkpoint cleared so quickly, hardly any time for both these teams to react as well. They're playing at this pace fast here. They notice that with the NZAP right now, they can speed up the gameplay quite a bit. You know, you have someone else as well as Electronic, Clover, and Veckel fighting around that Tenebrella here, ready to push it up here, getting two members of Springfield, Ohio now, and Clover is picking up this Rainmaker, spacing this out here, making sure they don't die, biding their time, looking for the opportunity to go in real quick here. Clover's going to quickly sneak it over here, bringing it all the way down to 16 Keon. This is putting Springfield, Ohio quite a bit on the back foot right now, and a lot of pressure is put on them to make this lead swap.
Yeah, things just snowballing a little bit, snowballing out in a quick hurry there for the most part. As Springfield, Ohio losing just way too much at that point, and now you have Clover, by the way, who was doing a lot with the range spots, opting to just pick up the Rainmaker, likely just their Rainmaker holder for that one on top of the Suction Bomb is going to take out a few more. Pistol's going to get a second pick, by the way, winning the fight out against Izzy. Now the Rainmaker is going to be stuck near this bunker for the most part, but going down on top of it, that is going to be critical. And this Rainmaker is just going to be stuck in its path. And I imagine Springfield, Ohio may have wanted to reset there, but just get a little bit of indecisiveness, and then also got out by Walk there.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of these teams, I think we mentioned this earlier, Keon, just blow for blow, and both these teams are going through that exact motion that you quickly described here, especially when Zukas are being popped and just stealing people's lives and souls. There's just so much action, so much possibilities are happening, especially with Batson on this flank right here, looking to control the top side of this bunker right here, is going to allow them to pick off the end zap here, taking three members of Springfield, Ohio down total here, and getting another one here. Multiple jumps are in here. They're going to try and get punished here, but oh my goodness,
no way.
This is going to allow them to get quite a bit of momentum here, but no, this Rainmaker won't be popped.
Yeah, but they should be able to pop it there, because again, Batson is just doing a lot of work on that Neo Slosh Machine at this stage. I believe they're gonna have somebody to pick up this Rainmaker here as they take out Clover, who's another member critical to Walk's success. And now we'll be looking for the same success on the other side, but Springfield, Ohio completely caught off there with the moves from Electronic on the Splat Dualies, and the Rainmaker's just kind of stuck in its path. And the Trizuka, I would like to call it a Trizuka from the heavens, not going to find anybody else there. Izzy's going to go down on a second pick of Pistol with a critical pick. They're able to navigate through. They are going to fall down for their lives, but they will be okay with that as they take out two members of Springfield, Ohio. And what could have been easily a lead swap for the Aegis just will end with just 45 points remaining. Springfield, Ohio will need another push. Batson has other ideas.
Oh my goodness, Keon. That was extremely terrifying if you were on the side of Walk right there. You needed all the time in the world for that Rainmaker to reset as well as setting up for that time right there. It was Electronic diving in with the dualies there, allowing that Rainmaker to be able to be pushed that way. But it seems like Veckel and other members of Springfield, Ohio are getting a little antsy, trying to grab that Rainmaker, push it as far back as possible, make it as difficult as possible to get this lead swap for Springfield, Ohio. But right now, it's just a bloodbath in mid here with so many members going down right now. It is hard to keep track down.
It's going to be hard to keep track, and I'll have to keep track in the last 30 seconds plus. As we're going to see this Rainmaker being picked up here by Silas here at the stage. Now, Springfield, Ohio still needs to work their way through, but they have to hold on to this Rainmaker. I like to know how many seconds that are left. I believe it is going to be at least 20 seconds plus leading to OT, but the Rainmaker drops in a 3-down situation, and this is just going to be bad news for Springfield, Ohio. Beckel's going to retreat with the Rainmaker. They're going to have to look for the miracle pick there, but I think no one's going to be anywhere close to position. And Neptune, we are knotted up 2-2 apiece in Game 4.
2-2 apiece indeed, Keon. Just both these teams are extremely close in skill level, and the scoreboard is completely reflecting that situation here, especially with how calm and collective the decision making is, especially on both sides. You know, Walk patiently put their time here, put the gas pedal when they had specials, and simply was able to get the Rainmaker down to nearly a game-winning push right now. Meanwhile, Springfield, Ohio, smartly taking these flanks, taking these picks, getting the position they need first to be able to get it forward. However, it just took a one member of Walk diving for their lives, trying to make a hero play to slow them down so the rest of the team can catch up there and lead them to be able to take that game one.
Yeah, and I feel like it really just boiled down to three critical plays, correction, on that one, Neptune, because the first checkpoint cleared out by winning the fight over Springfield Ohio, the second go-round to make it down to 16 points remain, and then Electronic with almost the clutches to picks, by the way, taking out the Rainmaker holder there, which I believe was Silas in that previous push from Springfield Ohio, because had they not gone that would have just gotten way out of control for Springfield, Ohio. But Walk, huge pat on the back for them. I mean, Springfield, Ohio, still, you got a lot of maps to work with, I imagine. And again, you're tied up 2-2 apiece. Coming in the Robo Ramen Clam Blitz. I would not be shocked if Springfield, Ohio goes back to effectively to the same composition, actually. Crab's actually a very stellar pick in this map if you can take advantage of the terrain and the Crab's positioning. And I believe there's still some decision that Walk would need to think about, and hey, what are they going to dish out here? That's why I'm going to be curious.
Yeah, definitely. I think Walk is definitely a bit decisive and has two modes they can do. They can have the Snipe Rider mode where they play extremely setup heavy and slow down the pace of the game for the enemy team, or they have the NZAP, which allows them to contest at a similar speed to how Springfield, Ohio is doing right now. And right now, the Snipe Rider is coming back out to play right now, and they are going to try and dictate the pace of this game to a crawl to allow their Tenebrella and their team members to play around it here. Let's get into this, Keon.
Yeah, it's Sniper also, and to the Sniper Rider change. This makes a lot more sense in Robo Ramen Clam Blitz with the way the terrain is working out, as Batson does get the pig on the back to get things started there. Springfield, Ohio switching over just to the order splatter shot at this stage. Again, just switching over from a crab team to a tri-soup. You can't really go wrong with either decision at that point. They're both very solid map weapon picks for how this map gets to offer here. So both teams kind of playing the composition changes based on map design from what it looks like for the most part. Both teams, again, just kind of brawling there. Springfield, Ohio with a huge clam economy to work with. But that's a nice little pick from a pistol, taking out Batson, and that will be nice, slowing them just a bit, but they still got a lot of clams on Springfield, Ohio's side. Yeah,
definitely. Just a lot of clams are being here, and they're just looking for just the right opportunity to go in right now, especially with Zuka online, the Shred's coming out, the Zuka Bets pop as well right into that Sniper Rider's face here, allowing them to close that distance just a little bit here. But no, it's going to be Electronic here on the Crab Tank, going to be firing out the members that are coming in here, but it's not going to be enough to stop Dragon Soul from coming in here to try and get these picks, not one, not two, but three down along with their life. But Izzy can't manage to score because the rest of the members of Walk are back in it and to take it.
I actually can't believe Walk was able to get the two in front, because that was gonna turn into disaster against Walk's end. But Springfield, Ohio somehow they run themselves into what Walk was dishing out for, and they can't even get a push start. Izzy has to retreat with the original argument that they had, but they still keep it. That's the important thing too. So a lot of things just to keep an eye on. And Walk goes a little too aggressive in the clam economy, favoring Springfield, Ohio. And now this is just going to turn into bad news in a flash. That will be the first push in, and Clover goes down. Now the floodgates should be opening up. It will be 2 plus 3 clams in for that matter, and they're going to be stalled just like that. There's going to be no more clams available. And again, I felt like Walk was just trying to be a little too over-aggressive, trying to see if they can stop the bush cut by themselves with the way the clam economy is facing. And they set themselves up to a 3-down situation, and Springfield, Ohio takes advantage.
Yeah, definitely. As he mentioned before, just Walk was barely being able to just get the defenses up on that first push right there. However, the second push there coming from Springfield, Ohio was just so explosive and just so quick that they did not have any time to react there, thus 51 points remaining on the board right there. But now it seems like it's Walk's turn to play, you know? They got those picks, 3 members down on Springfield, Ohio. The Crab Tank is popped along with it is Wave Breaker. However, it doesn't seem like any power claims are in play, Keon.
Yeah, this is the classic case of you're just trying to play aggressive, trying to make sure you can get Springfield, Ohio, but the other part of this map mode is to also get the power clan spawned in, and they're just going to pick up the pity clan, which is a very bold maneuver for some teams, but this may be the correct choice you have to make in order to be on the board. So I want to see if they can take advantage of the free claim that was available, and that will be Batson looking to strike big with their Trizuka. In fact, actually going down instead, and now I want to see if Walt can take advantage of this push for their cause as they turn this into a delay too. That will be both splatter shots, by the way, going down on the side of Springfield, Ohio, and this will be a cooler dish out. This could be a very aggressive push. They're gonna try to see if they can throw Batson off their game, and they did just that. 2 collapse onto Batson. Electronic popped the Crab Tank, trying to zone everybody out, but I think that was a bomb that had to be thrown into the Crab Tank, and it takes out 2 surrounding members, and this push is done.
This push is really awkward, I guess, to say here. Just trying to slowly force it in because both these teams are so scrappy here. Clicking specials right in each other's faces. They don't care regardless of that. But hey, Walk manages to get it all the way down to 62 right here. But with a minute left and all the map control given up from that wipeout right here, it's going to make things extremely difficult on Walk to be able to come back here, especially when they need a power clam to be able to enter overtime.
And here's what I'm worried about here from Walk's end. They need to get that power clamp. That was their pity clamp that, by the way, they just used up on that push originally, and they only broke it down to 60 points remaining. They have to win out some of these fights and to take the other power, to take those clamps, get a power clamp at the very least, get OT started on the board if anything, and then see where you can go from there. They are winning out some of these fights at the very least, with 20 seconds left to go on the clock though, but Springfield, Ohio, if they just getting picks alone is going to be very critical there because it's going to delay the power clamp, but unfortunately, Kohlberg builds one up, and they will at least get the OT push. If I do the math here, it's going to be 1+4, I believe, will get the lead change, and they got plenty of them to work with. So Springfield, Ohio, they need to play defensively. Veckles, Trizuka, will it find value? No, not at all, actually. That Trizuka doesn't get value, but they take out 1 shot. That was Izzy, I believe, that went down on top of this. This overtime push is still going to happen. Veckles goes down, so does Electronic, and the overtime timer is slowly calling to a crawl, but Clover clears up the space, and they get the first push in. Where are the 4 clamps they're going to need for the lead change here, or to keep the basket alive? Veckles maneuvering through, but they're firing with their main weapon. They keep this timer alive down to 2, and Clover is no longer alive. And Springfield, Ohio, I'd imagine a lot of clenching was had as they hold in what was a nail-biter. Springfield, Ohio's up 3-2 in the series.
A nail-biter indeed, Count, all the way up to the very end there, because you saw the full utilization of overtime right there. A Pisto slowly trying to make their way, ensuring that power clam able to go in here, opening up that clam basket right now. It was just a matter of funneling in just those few extra clams necessary to swap the lead right there. However, it was just a little bit too dicey of a situation there, and too much heat was put on too many members there to be able to score the necessary clams necessary. I'm stumbling over my words, Count. This is just such an insane set.
You're good. I'll help cover for you on that one. And yeah, I feel like this was a classic case of Walt really tried to just scramble to keep the basket alive. And when you're in an overtime situation, I'm sure you can attest this, Neptune, as well, from your past experience. You're in a situation where do or die, you have to find a way to keep the basket alive in Clam Blitz, and when you're gonna have to segment, which again I felt like was just inevitable at that point there, Neptune. At that point, you're cut short of the marker. It was just a valiant effort at the end of it. Kudos, by the way, to Springfield holding on defense at a critical juncture to be able to hold the line and get that important 3-2 series lead. It's Mahi zones coming up here, Neptune. If anything, I kind of expect fireworks. Let's be real about that one. But I imagine Springfield, Ohio will probably keep the same idea, especially with what we saw earlier, where I believe they won the Barnacle and Dimes zones map in the last seconds.
Yeah, definitely. And you know what, Keon? This just dawned on me. We never really talked about these teams' keys to victories, because I want to look at some of these
No.
real quick here and just quickly analyze just a couple of these things. And one of the things we Aquatic Little Creatures here just standing out to me is thug it out, and they simply just did that quite a lot that game. You notice how scrappy these teams like to get, and you certainly see that quite a bit, Keon.
I feel like both, just a quick rapid fire of the keys to victory here. Provide entertainment, of course. Walk is delivering that in space, let's be real here. But communicating effectively, thugging it out, as you mentioned. We've been seeing that across the board from Walk. For Springfield, Ohio, staying alive, gaining values out of their specials, which they've been doing a great job of throughout. And for whatever reason, if it comes to it, winning 1v2s for no reason. Well, I feel like there's a lot of situations where they've been winning a lot of these disadvantages for the most part, as we should be queuing back here. But Springfield, Ohio, and Walker kind of just so evenly matched. I feel like it's both teams just playing their hearts out in this semifinals matchup. And I'd imagine this is going to be a very exhausting set for both teams with the way this game has been going, the way they're having to just really be engaged in where to take advantage of these fights. I'm not surprised, by the way, that Springfield, Ohio is going to keep the same comp, and this is going to be the same thing coming out of Walk. This is going to be the same weapon script from the previous game.
Yeah, same weapon script from the previous game, different map mode, but I'm really curious to see how these two teams are going to be able to handle this, especially with the Snipe Rider being directly over this zone, just spitting out so much paint, getting multiple members down right here. And Springfield, Ohio has forced to jump out with multiple members going down here, and Clover watching this left-hand side, having taken a really dominant position and getting that one shot on Izzy right now. This is not looking good if you're Springfield, Ohio.
And Clover's just keeping a close eye on that left-hand side, and then it's going to be Springfield, how they're going to have to figure out a way to muster to the other direction. Now, we're going to be going down to the terrain changing here, which they will just now, but Clover finally going down is going to help their cause, and bats it with the miracle Trizuka, and it takes out the takes out the pencil. Excuse me, but the zone is stuck in a neutral state, and if you're Springfield, how getting this cabin is going to be key. You take out the tent, you got the man advantage, and you're taking out 2 more, and that zone cap was much needed for Springfield, Ohio.
Yeah, definitely. Right now, it just seems like these teams are getting extremely scrappy, especially when it comes to special usage. But it seems like Springfield, Ohio is getting the mileage out of their Trizuka, getting not 1 but 2 multiple times in a row right here. You gotta give it up to the lottery special, Keon.
I always feel like I'm gonna have to say a Trizuka moment for the ages. Speaking of Trizukas, good lord, Dragon Soul with the pick onto the Splat Toys. This is gonna be a lead change for sure coming right up ahead. Batson does finally go down. It is gonna probably slow this push down just a bit. It's some of their aggression that's out of there for the most part, but Walk still having a hard time trying to find the contest. Springfield, Ohio finally loses a splatter shot. That is some of their painting going down on top of this, but they gotta start flooding a lot of paint into that zone as much as they can. It is a bit of a scrappy fight. Clover going down, so does the dually, so does the 10. And that is Springfield, Ohio not only capturing the zone, they go in a 3-down situation. And with these points ticking down here in a hurry up 2, we should be seeing 4-2 coming up. And Trizuka is just going to be icing on this one. And maybe the zones will stay neutral for about a second more. Walk is going to lose this one. Springfield, Ohio now approaching match point.
Yeah, oh my goodness. Springfield, Ohio right there. We're just getting all the mileage out of their specials. I think that was also a key of the victory that they mentioned there. Also winning those 1v2s especially. Yep. And it's been definitely showing strong here, giving them just the match point they need to be able to try and close out this set here nice and quickly. But you know what, Keon? I gotta say this. The entire thing that was just going through my head was you get a Trizuka and you get a Trizuka. Everyone gets a Trizuka, and literally everyone gets to roll the lottery dice and see which one cashes out the most, in which case Springfield, Ohio manages to get the quote-unquote Trizuka moment.
Yeah, the Trizuka moments for the ages effectively for Springfield, Ohio. And here's the thing, too. The fact of the matter is the Trizukas were landing at points when they were already having the zones cabinet, and it's forcing Walk to have to retreat, play a little bit more defensive to get the 4 members up once more. And when that just kept continuously happening, it just started to go out of control for Walk. And now Walk, backs against the walls, effectively speaking here. You now have to win the next 3 if you want to take the set home. Tower Control Mega Mart is going to be the one to do it. And with the way these weapons are kind of being flexed out left and right, I can only see a pistol switching over to the NZAP in this scenario. At the same time, I also wouldn't fault them if they want to stick with the sniper writer. I'd imagine that there could be weapon changes from Springfield, Ohio, especially with both teams having players with splat dualies that can take advantage of the crab.
Yeah, definitely. Having splat dualies, especially on a map like Mako, being able to set them up on stacks or just somewhere else just to like deny space as well as enable your team to be able to push forward with the covering fire coming from the crab tank is definitely something I could see Walk performing as well. We did see Springfield, Ohio have Dragon Soul, I believe, flexing from both the vanilla shot as well as the dualies as well. So it's curious to see what they prefer on this map and how their team is going to be able to adapt to it as well, especially with the timer ticking down right here, Keon. We are in for a game of the ages indeed.
Game 7 is gonna be the one that's coming up here. I was about to say Game 6, but we've already gotten through Game 6 for that matter. Now we both alluded to here. It's kind of just tweaking the weapons here, kind of the suit of not just style but also map advantages for the most part, because we've seen the Cyber and Nzap from Mephisto. This is probably a classic case of possibly prioritizing one or the other, and they're just gonna stick with the pencil. I don't necessarily fault them at all. That is gonna be a lot of painting. Both teams gonna be just sticking with what works best for them. So this still is gonna be a lot of painting for Springfield, Ohio. But I still want to see if Springfield, Ohio can maneuver around this, because this comp works out super well in zones. Could be a little bit tricky in tower control. At least they get the trip tricks and they can take advantage of it. Both teams, I'd imagine, those trying to slug things out, see who gets the advantage first.
Yeah, definitely. Slugfest is going to be indeed here. I do not expect anything else from both these teams, especially when Walk literally had in one of those keys to victory is to thug it out, especially with these weapons that are so strong at fighting a lot of these shorter range shooters as well. But right now, it seems like a first blood is going to be going up to Springfield, Ohio, but they just retaliate back immediately, quickly. Just the space is just being incontested so effectively here on this tower is barely moved.
I don't think I'm normally seeing a tower just only move maybe 2 points, like only with 40 seconds left to go. It's usually a bit of a bloodbath for the most part, and I feel like both teams are just not giving up an inch. It's really just boiling down to who builds their specials first and see who takes advantage. Problem is, Springfield, Ohio runs themselves into a crab tank and a bunch of other supporting members from the cast, and it is gonna be the there for the most part. Neptune, this is going to be a very fascinating push that we're going to be seeing here from Walk, as they did lose the dualies from earlier.
Yeah, definitely. Very fast push indeed here. Clearing that first checkpoint already on Mako Mart. You know, the first checkpoint is kind of like okay, yeah, we're going to get it here. However, it's what you do after the first checkpoint is most important right now. Because biting up on that top upper left area from that first checkpoint is extremely difficult, and you need to get the resources to not only push through the first checkpoint, but be able to get past that area as well. Especially when two Trizukas get popped back to back here, giving a lot of control and space away from Walk to be able to contest the tower here, but Batson is doing a fantastic job here. Never mind, Beckel has something to say about that, Keon.
Yeah, Beckel may have a lot of other things to say on top of this. Now we unfortunately, I hate to break it to you, that kind of stuck in a bit of a time loop if you get my drift, for the most part. But the way this game has been playing out here for the most part, both teams have kind of just been slugging things out back and forth. I'm out of the time loop for about a quick second here as we get to see this push continuing along.
Yeah, definitely, Keon. Just this push is just getting absolutely insane right now. Just both these teams are trying to get something on the board right now. Multiple members are going down at certain points here that are absolutely critical for the tower to be able to go forward as well. And just a lot of just back and forth, swinging around like a pendulum, I'd like to say. Right now, just both teams are neither giving up an inch, and this tower is barely moving past mid.
Yeah, unfortunately, tower is still moving past mid here for the most part, and unfortunately Neptune, I'm still stuck in the time loop, so go fill in if you don't mind for about 34 seconds as I fix out of this time loop.
Okay, man, this time loop problem here is not gonna go hell up as well right now. We're trying to fix this, folks, here, because while I try to get you out of this time loop here, I gotta give you the map cover right now. Both these teams are scrapping it out in mid right now, trying to get some tower control right now. However, multiple bombs and picks are happening here to give Springfield, Ohio the advantage right now to slowly push this tower forward, but no, they're holding strong on this top left here. 1 minute left to go here. Electron's going to try and ride this tower here, move up right now. Zukas are being exchanged. Crossfire is being wild up right now. Just everything in the kitchen sink is being tossed here as we have Izzy trying to flank right here on this left-hand side right here as well. But looks like it's going to be a pinch and play right here. Izzy is going to get shut down as well, and not much time is going to remain, Keon.
Yeah, as much, and the timer. See, and here's the funny thing too. With that 3-down situation, by the way, according to my feed at this stage, it's going to be very interesting to see how Springfield Ohio is still trying to recover from this one. Walk is still doing a great job, still contesting a lot of the fights here, but they still need to find advantages as much as they can. The clear's been dished out on top of this. They take out 2 members of Springfield, Ohio. Neptune, they're going to be approaching this with a lot of impunity here as Springfield, Ohio is still trying to fight for their lives here at the stage. Will they get the lead? It's so close, literally a few points away from the marker. It's 2-for-2 trade. All you gotta do is somebody touch the tower. Finally, you'll get the lead change, and that is coming at a critical time. 3-down situation, and now this is starting to go out of control for the most part. As this one is still continuing on. Electronic still trying to flank big. As they get the cooler dish now. This cooler is just to keep themselves alive. They're not gonna need it here, Neptune. The wipeout is secured, and we are continuing on this set. It's game 8 coming up, and I'm out of the time loop.
Oh my goodness, Kiona. That was absolutely insane here. I just can't believe just how quickly Episto dived onto tower, being the sniper, the first person up on the entire team to keep that push alive and allow them to be able to go through that, Keon. That was just absolutely insane.
So from the bits that I got while I was stuck in the time jail here was I felt like I haven't missed much for some of it too. It was so back and forth. I'm glad I managed to get myself back into the swing of things there in the last minute for here in Neptune, because I was wondering, well, somebody touched the tower, get the lead change. You were literally so close. Get everybody of Springfield, Ohio out of there. I think they asked for a lot more than just that.
Yeah, definitely, Keon. That was just absolutely insane how literally everyone and their mother just made a dive for that tower in a desperate attempt to swap the lead there. And panic ensues, sitcom laughter happens, and let's just say that lead is swapped, and Walk gets to walk away with another game, still keeping their CCA run alive.
That was, I think it's gonna be the understatement of the day here, Neptune. That was let's put it this way, that was a much-needed victory, because that almost had the makings of a Springfield, Ohio 5-2 set victory. Okay, they played Splatlander. Walk had other ideas, and they wanted to make sure they had other ideas too. As Crab Lake Capital Rainmaker's coming up, it's a testament to how basically how strong their mental has really become. Because in a down 4-2, you have to play at your best. And you've done that in spades. It just came down to just a handful of key moments that just swung the map the other direction for the most part. And all that Walk needs to do is keep this up and force the game 9 if they can. And it wouldn't surprise me at all if the weapons barely change of anything. Again, trying to play to a little bit of a flexible style. We're queuing up for game 8. I think I need to catch my breath here for a few seconds.
Yeah, definitely, Keon. Catch your breath here as we get started here on Rainman Capital here. Now, the big curiosity question here, at least for me, is whether Episto is going to be on that Snipe Rider here. I do think the map does favor very long-range weapons, so I would like to see the on the Snipe Rider, which they do. So yeah, there's going to be quite a bit of an exchange here from both these teams here, especially with the Snipe Rider providing a lot of covering fire, a lot of chip damage, a lot of paint here. It just does a little bit of everything that you need for this comp specifically to flourish, as well as slow the pace down and keep Springfield, Ohio out and about from that Rainmaker.
Yeah, and now that your focus for Walk, as you know, there, get Springfield, Ohio not in position to always fight for that Rainmaker. They realize that Batsing goes down. They're going to try to play aggressive for the most part. They may have played a little too aggressive. They may have overplayed their cards here for the most part. Now they're surrounded by the rest of Springfield, Ohio. And I felt like this was a classic case of they took out a critical member in Batson. All right, maybe it's our time to go. Then they just probably bit up a little bit more than they could chew, and a simple Rainmaker pickup gets the lead change. Right idea, just not the right, just poor timing.
Yeah, right idea, just poor timing. Talk about that Trizuka coming from Beckel here, especially with them grabbing it quickly, picking up this Rainmaker. But no, another Zuka. This is actually just like this might just actually be written in a script somewhere, and I just forgot to read it, and I can't imagine all these Trizuka moments just happening left, right, middle. I'm losing my sense of direction, Keon.
I'll help you recover your sense of direction here. The direction is that it's Springfield Ohio's time to just move forward, and they're gonna dish out the trip strikes. These trip strikes seems to be a little off time for the most part. I felt like it was the right idea for the smoke screen setup, and it didn't seem to be there just yet. But they do take out Beckel. They're still playing for this left checkpoint. They're gonna realize they may realize they're gonna have to loop around and just fight for the other side because they invested so many resources to make this push happen. They still have to retreat though. South can't move up at all, and this is somehow a good hold for Walk, at least for now.
Yeah, definitely a really good hold, especially with both these members rotating off the right-hand platform to just focus on the left-hand side. With this Trizuka consistently coming out here, 3 members of Springfield, Ohio go down here. Well, I don't think it was a Trizuka. It was just really well coordinated main weapon play. We'd love to see that here, Keon.
Yeah, we love to see some great main weapon play here across where and as you mentioned, I think the Trizuka scared them off just a bit. I feel like it did its job, but not directly. And now the Walks realized, all right, it is now our time to go. Let's take advantage, and they get the first checkpoint, and that's a nice little checkpoint to have. At least get them with a small enough advantage that they could. We get 4 members crowding around this Rainmaker. They pop it. I imagine just trying to force a reset at the very least. Cooler's been dished out as well. Dragon's not able to land any Trizuka shots, and I believe they ran themselves into the Snipe Rider. Walk is just okay holding position here for the most part in the last handful of seconds.
Yeah, definitely. This Snipe Rider here is putting in the work right now. The only thing that has the range to contest the thing is that Zuka right there. So Pisto just needs to live through these Zukas and catch the following members of Springfield, Ohio coming up as well. The Cooler does get dished out as well, and members of Walk are slowly looking to move up here, especially with the Pisto on this top right here. They are set up right ready for a proper push here. You know, Electronic is going to pick up this Rainmaker, looking to swing it all the way on this right side here, and the Parabella gets dished out here. You can walk right behind it here, but no, the members smartly and patiently back off here, waiting for those picks to happen before Electronic dunks it in even further to 25 points leading.
And there's still members going out of respawn, but Clover goes a little too close to the Rainmaker explosion, and now the Trizukas are now effectively landing here. Neptune, that's 3 down. This is going to be Springfield, Ohio's time to just keep going forward. They dish out the Cooler. They're going to try to play aggressive. They're going to try to go for the first checkpoint.
Yeah, definitely. However, this first checkpoint is going to be extremely difficult to go in, especially when a Snipe Rider and a Dually is looking at you. You know, the chip damage from that Snipe Rider is definitely adding up right here. And Electronics playstyle playing fast and furious all the way on the side here, taking these fights right now, giving just enough time for the members of Walk to be able to follow up and take these picks out right now. But hey, another Cooler is going to be dished out here. They're going to go off to the left checkpoint here just to quickly grab and go here. Clover going to shut that one down here and try and prevent any more members to be able to get close to that Rainmaker. Just, Keon, this is a nail biter, 100%.
And I'll get you covered on this one, as they got the Cooler dished out. Now, here's the thing, too. Walk is in great position for the stall if they need to do so. But with that Rainmaker pop from earlier, it's gonna reset, and all that Walk needs to do is try to aim for a stall, but they're gonna take 2 members out just like that. They get the wipe out, and they should be able to pick up this Rainmaker and be in perfect position to do so. That is a lot of coverage that Springfield, Ohio needs to make up, but they still have a little bit more time. They're gonna pick up this Rainmaker, force themselves to go backwards. You do not want to get caught in a random Trizuka shot. A Pistol's trying to retreat here. They take 2 members out. Neptune and Chad, buckle up. Game 9 is afoot as this Division 2 semifinals goes to all 9.
Oh my goodness, I'm like put my face down, with my hands there. I cannot believe that we managed to reach a game 9 between these 2 teams. I knew these 2 teams were close. I heard the chat. I heard all the people talking about this matchup. Oh, Springfield, Ohio versus We Aquatic Little Creatures. This is going to be a great match. I knew it was going to be a great match, Keon, but I did not expect this to be as close. My nails have been bitten down as far as I possibly can right here as we get into this last map mode combination here. We're going to be playing Clan Blitz once again, but it's gonna be Museum del Foncino instead.
I feel like I'm getting flashbacks to Farmingdale Rams, Farmingdale Esports versus UGA Red in that Division 4 I did with Nito. Both teams going back and forth we go for the entire set, and it's going to come down to a decisive Game 9. I'm glad I got to be here to witness this to Neptune, and I feel like it's been the same story. Both teams are so evenly matched. It feels like it's really going to come down to, in sports terms, a battle of inches, a game of inches in American football, fittingly in Museum de Alfontino Clan Blitz, where we have... Oh man, I'm just trying to get my thoughts here. Let's take a look at the set historically here, because we had 2 Clan Blitz matches that were played. It was, I believe, the first one was going to Walk, if I'm not mistaken, with it there, and then Robo Ramen was... I believe it was Springfield, Ohio. Both teams are so evenly matched in Clan Blitz that I feel like this could go either way. It's going to come down to execution. I feel like it's going to go down to execution.
Yeah, definitely. Because we see both these players have seen each other's cards. They know what they want to do. They know how to execute. They know how to play around each other. It's a matter of executing those plays better than the opposing team right now. And Keon, I have to give a shout out to, just this match right here in particular. This is the first Game 9 set streamed on CCA. We've seen other Game 9s in the results tab. You see, the finals have been decided for certain matches that have gotten to Game 9 here, but this is the first match on CCA that's been going to Game 9 right here. It's gonna be a good one.
Buckle up, everybody. Get all the drinks in the world. Be ready. Just don't move an inch. We have to know who wins the set. Batson is going bold. So here's the thing too. Batson now switching over to the Inkjet. You had the Rapid Blaster Deco. This is a very interesting choice. This is the one I'm going to be curious to see if this will succeed. If you can get value out of the Inkjet and then get the pushes in right away, that's going to be huge. I need to see if Batson can deliver in the Rapid Blaster Deco.
Yeah, definitely. Batson's Rapid Deco here only came out, I think, for Game 1 right now. But you have to get that value out of that Inkjet here and that chip damage. Otherwise, Episto on the Snipe Rider will find you. Finding another pick right there on Izzy right here. Quickly moving up here. Electronic already has this ball right here. Slowly trying to move up as well. But the Zuka gets popped right here, going down as well. The members of Springfield, Ohio are just dropping like flies right now, Keon.
They're dropping like flies because there's just the crab tank is just spraying them out apart, and they're getting themselves caught into these 1v1 situations each time they do happen. And they got 16 clams available, and losing bull shots are not going to help for Springfield, Ohio. This should be a push incoming for Walk if they are willing to move forward. There is the cooler, excuse me, being dished out there, but the Inkjet looms large. I think they're gonna have to respect the Inkjet for a few more seconds. But Walk is winning all of the fights, and a pistol's clearly trying to play a little silly there, trying to climb up the wall, trying to see if they can get the dunk down from the grates, but they get themselves wiped out. Springfield, Ohio at least holds, and it could have been so much worse, but it's just a one-and-done push for Walk.
Oh my goodness, Walk had such a good opportunity there. They were playing the patient game there. You saw a pistol holding onto that power cam, looking for that right opportunity to move in right there. However, timing in the cards and the execution, as he mentioned before, is coming into play right now, and just fumbling just at the very end there, and with Springfield, Ohio, dishing out a defense that just allowed them to stop the bleeding there as quickly as possible right now. And now both these teams here are scrapping it out in mid here. Strikes are just out right now, as well as the Zuka there, allowing multiple members to be able to climb up this ramp right here. But no, Clover gonna get the double range blaster.
Yeah, and we've highlighted Clover all set in Walk, how just able to find so much value out of the range blaster, and they find themselves into that double situation. Things could have snowballed out of there in a hurry, but they're just going to play a little bit more defensively, trying to see if they can gather as much plants as they can here. Neptune, Springfield, Ohio does have a power claim that's available. I need to see if they can take advantage. They got 2 specials up if they wanted to take advantage of it, but I think they're just going to hold on for just a few more. Just trying to play this one very patiently. They lose too many on top, though. And that is where things can go out of control if you're not careful. I think Springfield has to understand that they're going to have to retreat.
Yeah, definitely. And it seems like we're going to have a repeat of the situation that happened earlier for, what was that, for Walk right now. You know, they're setting up these clams, trying to look for members to go down here and look for this. Batson on the Inkjet, looking to shut down Clover, prevent them from moving up as well. But eventually, that's going to be a traded L right here. Apisto sneakily moving up to this power clam really quick. And 3 members of Springfield, Ohio are down. That basket is wide open right here, ready for more clams to go in here. We get 50 on the scoreboard. Beckel doing everything in their power to get as many people closer to that basket as well, and more of their clans have funneled in there.
Man.
And Clover gets another double. This is a stagger that Wildcat has caught in Springfield, Ohio, and this might be the nail in the coffin, Keon.
That is the nail in the coffin, but it doesn't look like it will be the case just yet. It's a 1-for-1 trade. 127 left to go on the clock here, Neptune, and this has just been all Walk in the last 30+ seconds here. They got 20 clams on the board. They're still looking for the finisher here, and Springfield Ohio still needs to find a way to get through.
Yeah, definitely. They do have the power clams online here. Got quite a bit of clam economy. You know, multiple specials are being popped right here. However, it just comes down to, as you said before, the execution of these specials right now. And both of them, these teams, are not giving a mile or an inch. These specials are finding trades. They are finding picks. It's just a matter of taking that space right afterwards, especially when Clover just walks in to the 2 members and just gets 2 picks. What is going on, Keon?
This is the Clover show-up game, and what other time to do it than in Game 9? Clover has been on a mission. We could be seeing 4 power clams, effectively the nail in the coffin. They win out the fights, they take out 2. Could be the 100-0 victory here if Dragon cannot find the contest. They break through the power clam. There's 1. No, they will not get the second one in just yet. They will not get the second one in. But there's so many clams in the hands of Walk that Springfield, Ohio may not be able to spawn as much power clams as they can. They're gonna hold on to this for dear life, and they're winning down all the fights in the world. And this is gonna be a full wipeout as again 2 members go down. A pistol is gonna try to seal this one for Walk as they break through the barrier. 31 points remaining. You just need to have 1 clam left available, and you do just that. It has been the Walk show in Game 9. Walk to Grand Finals. It is a matchup against Splatlanders waiting for them.
Oh my goodness, Keon. That was absolutely a set to behold right here. But congratulations. I am stumbling over my word. My jaw has dropped so far down, it is on the floor right now. We Aquatic Little Creatures, congratulations in punching your ticket all the way to Grand Finals of CCA Division 2 Season 5. Oh my goodness, here. You're going to be meeting Splatlanders there. I think this is going to be a rematch as well, Keon, as well, because Splatlanders previously won for this team, and they just barely qualified to be able to get here, and now they're going to be meeting them all the way once again in Grand Finals.
I am gonna need a few seconds to process this one. And the crazy thing too is we had a back and forth in the first 8 games, Neptune, and Game 9 was the most decisive of them all. And I mean, I don't mind that at all, because this was kind of a testament to if you can deliver at that exact point in time for your team, and you're gonna get the stats. I feel like we need to see the Clover game in Game 9, what the stats were. Okay, so it wasn't just Clover. The rest of the team stepped up, but Clover's critical picks, along with the pistol on the pencil, I felt like did just enough. And here's the key thing too: the pistol was only punished once in the most decisive Clam Blitz match we have seen today.
Oh my goodness. 7 coolers, 22 kills and assists, and only 1 death. You mentioned that, Keon. As long as Pisto was alive, the team was alive, because not only did you have to take a member down, you'd have to try and find a way to contest a Pisto afterwards, consistently getting those Snipe Rider shots, putting down that paint right there, and you needed to use Zuka as well as your specials there to be able to break through. However, it just wasn't enough there for Springfield, Ohio. As we said before, execution of the specials is going to be crucial in this game, and it just felt like no specials were getting as much value as it was on the side of Walk.
And the crazy thing too, I felt like the change to the Rapid Blaster Deco was almost the right idea for the most part, but just when you can't punish a pencil, unfortunately, it's just when things just don't start to go out of control. feel like this was a classic case, Neptune, of both teams were so evenly matched. You mentioned, we both noted it too, execution the entire way through. You mentioned specials was going to be the key thing, and it proved to become the biggest difference maker we were going to have. And it's a rematch, by the way, so I want to set the stage here for Division 2, just for you, Neptune, and the rest of chat. It is a Division 2 Group 1 rematch between Splatlanders and We Aquatic Little Creatures, but for the Division 2 title. And according to the stats I have, Splatlanders winning the set over We Aquatic Little Creatures 4-1. And we also have another rematch for the third place bronze matchup, effectively in Division 2. It is Springfield, Ohio versus Splatscad. On top of it as well, that is your third place matchup. I will need to get you the stats on that one, because I believe this was a match, yeah, the week 5 matchup, if I'm not mistaken, where Splatscad won 4-1. Both teams, I'd imagine, will want to win the set for for a variety of reasons. That's nobody for Walk to take home Division 2 finals.
Yeah, definitely, Keon. And now, as I just pull up some stats here for just our viewers to watch at home.
Go for it.
I want to just quickly talk about just how insane just how funny group stages work sometimes. You know, sometimes your group stages get really clustered. You only go, what was it, 3-2. However, you just manage to tie out by getting just the amount of wins necessary to put you head and shoulders above your fellow competitors here. And as you said before, Walk is going to be rematching Splatlanders, and Splatlanders winning, while they did win 4-1, I want to give you this context in mind right here, because I think this is relatively important here. That was a week 1 match, by the way, so This match is going to go full circle all the way. Your first opponent is going to be your last opponent as well here, and these two teams have worked so hard over the season, and they're going to be meeting each other shoulder to shoulder on that pedestal, fighting it out for the grand finals.
Could it be safe to say that this is kind of a Division 2 story, and kind of how the arc for both teams do? You played each other in the first match of the series. I feel like I'm gonna imagine it as an anime arc, for example. So bear with me on that. you go through the entire arc. You played. You basically are the losers now. Do you come out as the victors? Have you basically slayed your own dragon from week 1? Yes, it is effectively. Things do get a little wonky in week 1 for both these teams. Splatlanders, of course, will be the team to keep an eye out for in terms of how strong they are. Walk, I'd imagine, though, you're rematching against week 1. You've learned a lot over the season. Let's be real here, Neptune. It is a journey, not a sprint. And I'd imagine both Splatlanders, obviously, they had their own journey as well. Both teams, what did they learn from week 1 all the way up until now, and what will they take against each other? I feel like that is going to be setting up for some major fireworks ahead of us.
Oh yeah, fireworks indeed. And whatever anime arc it was probably probably was a training arc. But instead of a training arc we see off screen, it was all shown and displayed right here on CCA stream, live on Twitch for this entire audience, Keon. But before I get going, Keon, where can the fine people of Twitch.tv find you?
You can find me Twitch, Twitter, Blue Sky. It's Keon2570. It's gonna be. I always forget. I'm now messing this one up now. Twitter and Blue Sky for the nonsense. Twitch is for the variety, as per the usual. Smash the follow button. You will see me everywhere. Everywhere you go. Hey Neptune, thanks for pulling double duty. By the way, for the production on your end, and of course, being my co-com partner of this. Where can the people find you?
You can find me both at Twitch and Twitter at Neptune, with an underscore at the end of the 2 instead of a TU. I'm also going to be helping with the production here, as I did tonight. I'm hoping to get as much coverage as possible. So if there are any division captains in this chat that are in grand finals, mark my words, I will hunt you down and I will try and see if I can get your matches streamed here, as coverage is our duty here at the CCA, and I am all but ready to help cover these matches along with fantastic commentators such as yourself, Keon.
Thank you so much for that, and thank you so much for that. And hopefully, I'd love to see how all the teams how they progress throughout the season as well. But again, final score in what has been a thrilling set to watch here. Just trying to process it all too. Walk wins 5-4 over Springfield, Ohio. Rematch gonna be incoming for them against Splatlanders for Walk. The bronze matchup will be Splatscad versus Springfield, Ohio. By the way, kudos to Springfield, Ohio. They played their hearts out, just did not pan out in the grand scheme of things. I know we haven't talked much about how Springfield, Ohio played, but they played excellent throughout. So don't let yourself don't feel too bad. You guys honestly put up such a great fight, but let's see if you guys can take home bronze at the very least, just to wrap up your season. But until then, Neptune, we gotta get out of here, don't we? For the most part, I'll take it home for you if you don't mind.
Yeah. Feel free to wrap it up, Keon. With a nice.
Yep,
little
I will.
bit.
Yeah, I'll take care of that one for you. Again, Springfield, Ohio, playing their hearts out, just not able to take it home. Walk moving on the Grands 5-4, your final score with producer and co-commentator Neptune. I'm Keon saying, thanks for watching the presentation of CCA Division 2 semifinals here on CCA Splatoon. Obviously, stay tuned in for more semifinals and grand finals coverage coming up in the upcoming weeks. Until then, have a good night and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Fare thee well.